Every students, every teachers, every workers have their own uniform. But have you ever wondered that engineers, do they have their own uniform? Of course they have. Engineers' uniform actually is PPE. Okay, today me and my colleagues are going to talk about the comparison of PPE between brand ABC and brand XYZ. Me, Kelly, are going to talk about the introduction of this. So what is PPE? PPE actually stands for Personal Protective Equipment. And PPE actually is a design clothing. Okay, it's a design clothing that for you to prevent risk or any hazard that and help you to protect your body, of course. So actually PPE have a lot of includings. I mean, like there are a lot of parts. It's not one thing. It's actually an equipment that for engineers to wear to protect themselves from working. So one of it is coverall, okay, coveralls, masks to protect their nose and mouth from some hazy stuff to go into their nose for prevent from them to sniff some hazy stuff. And gloves, of course, gloves to protect your hands from touching hot objects. Maybe like there's hot objects and you know you're gonna burn your hand from getting rashes, I guess. And earmuffs to protect your ears from a very big noise because engineers have those work that has to contribute with a very loud noise, which the earmuffs actually helps you. And of course, the boots, safety boots actually helps you to protect from falling objects. I mean, like something and objects that hits your feet or something like helps to protect your feet. Safety goggles. Safety goggles actually is to protect your eyes from something you burn, something you, for example, a mechanical engineering, they will metals. When you do welding, there's a very bright light that will protect your eyes from it, or maybe from a cutting process. For example, brass. Okay, if you cut a brass, when you cut it, there's a flex that will flies off, and it will might go into your eyes, and your eyes gonna irritate, which safety goggles actually helps you. So whenever you are engineers, whenever you're working in a workshops, you have to wear personal protective equipment. And last but not least, of course, is helmet to protect your head, because your head is actually a most important part of your body, because you have your brain. You need your brain for something else, for something to do and something to make you work. So if your brain damage, you can't even work anything, or you're gonna be in, yeah, for example, the helmet. Okay, for example, that is prevent from something falling from a falling object from maybe a top, maybe from a top. And like when that things fall on your head and you have to call 911, call ambulance, you have to go to hospital, and that's a very high risk to challenge. So to wear the helmet, it helps your head, it helps to protect your head. Okay, in this research, we have the aims and objectives, of course. Our aims is actually to see the engineering students. Okay, we focus main on the engineering students, and the engineering students have their opinion. So we want to see what's their opinion on brand ABC, then the brand and the brand XYZ. Course. And there are two objectives. The objectives, okay, one of the objectives is to see the percentage of who the people or the engineer student dislike the brand ABC, and the percentage of the people feel uncomfortable on coveralls, safety gloves, and safety boots, because we are majority on focus on those three, and mostly they have actually a lot of problems on those three. So problem statement. Problem statement actually have the situation, of course, and the problems. The situation, nowadays, people making a lot of reasons, try not to wear the coveralls, because actually the problem is a lot of students or engineer students that feels like these coveralls materials is not comfortable as they are, so they don't feel like they're wearing it and they're challenging the risk. They're like, oh, it's gonna be fine if I wear coveralls. If I don't wear this and don't wear that, it's not gonna make us like die, or it's not gonna make us feel injured. They're trying to like, they're assuming that it's not very important as they are, but then we hope that they think that these actually are important. So for these limitations of these studies, actually we are limited to only civil engineering and mechanical engineering in UTB, because in UTB there's only civil engineering and mechanical engineers students that mostly wear coveralls, wear PPE for their workshop, because I don't think like chemical engineering students wear PPE, because most of them they are just doing theory and chemical stuff, so they don't really wear PPE, but then they do wear it, but then we are limited to those. Of course, majority of them, both of them, that civil and mechanical engineering students of UTB. Okay, after this, my colleagues Yi gonna talk about methodology. So I'm gonna pass it to my colleagues Yi.
Now I'm going to talk about the methodology of this report. Firstly, discussions and mini-meetings are made during technical communication, lectures and tutorials as a group regarding the personal protective equipment. Me, Rashidah and Kelly each gave our own opinions about the comfortability of the PPEs based on our self-experience when wearing during lab sessions. Next, the situations and problems are deduced by each of us regarding the discomfort of the PPE of brand ABC. PPE of brand ABC is assumed to be the current PPE that we are using. After that, we did a background study about the personal protective equipment and its importance for people to protect from potential hazards during lab sessions, and also its comfortability. Then we proceeded by putting literature review into the report, which contains information about the PPE brand XYZ, which is presumably more comfortable than brand PPE, because it is an improved version of brand ABC. We focused mainly on safety gloves, safety boots, and coveralls. After completing our report draft, we consulted with Dr. Norihan and Haja Shana regarding the draft of the report, and also for them to check whether we did our report correctly. Then additional information about personal protective equipments are researched using the UTB online resources and also the technical review report by other users. Our last step was to create a survey using Google Forms for the research findings about the number of students who found discomfort in the PPE brand ABC. Here are the results from our survey. Out of 9 people, 11.1% of the students are male, and 11.1% of the students is from fourth year mechanical engineering faculty. Then we asked them, how often do you wear PPE in the workshop? For coveralls, 5 out of 6 people always wear coveralls, and 3 out of 6 people sometimes wear coveralls. Only 1 out of 6 people never wear coveralls. And the person who never wear coveralls came from product design and they don't have much lab sessions, so it is not necessary for them to wear. For safety boots, 2 out of 6 people always wear safety boots. 4 out of 6 people sometimes wear safety boots, and only 1 out of 6 people never wear safety boots. Everyone sometimes wears safety gloves, and only 1 out of 6 people never wear safety gloves. The last question we asked was, how comfortable are you wearing PPE of brand ABC? The results was 3 out of 6 people find coverall comfortable, 4 out of 6 people finds coverall uncomfortable, and 2 out of 6 people find coverall very uncomfortable. The reason they find coveralls uncomfortable is because they think the materials of the coveralls are too heavy, and also because coveralls is made one piece, it takes longer time for them to take off after the lab sessions. For safety boots, 3 out of 6 people think safety boots is comfortable. Reason is because it is made with protective materials, and 4 out of 6 people think safety boots are uncomfortable, and 2 out of 6 people think safety boots are very uncomfortable. The reason they think it's uncomfortable is because it is too heavy, and a lot of time it doesn't fit the size. It is very hard to find the size for safety boots. Lastly, 3 out of 6 people think safety gloves are uncomfortable, and everyone thinks safety gloves are very uncomfortable because safety gloves are not made with materials that provides ventilation for our hands, and we tend to feel sweaty after wearing safety gloves.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Rashidah. Today I will be talking about the conclusion of this whole presentation that we have been making. So what did we achieve from the survey and this research, you wonder? After doing all the research and surveys, we have found that most of the students would prefer to wear PPE of the brand XYZ over the brand of ABC. Why is this? We will be talking about this in the next slide. However, with the satisfaction gained from the first-year engineering students, it can be concluded that by doing the survey, we managed to make UTB's mostly first-year engineering students from the mechanical engineering and civil engineering students wear their PPEs during workshops or labs for their own safety, while also taking account of their level of comfort. This will in turn give them the habit of wearing PPE when needed for their future career ahead of them. These are the comparison of brand ABC with the brand XYZ as I talked about in the last slide. For the brand ABC, the pros is that it is cheaper than the brand XYZ, and the cons is it has uncomfortable materials such as tap denim for coveralls. However, for the brand XYZ, the pros of it is the materials bring comfort, they are light and durable material, they have sponge inside safety boots. These are just two of the examples of the materials that bring comfort. For the cons is that it is more expensive than the brand ABC. Moving on, we're going to the recommendations of PPE. Although brand ABC is cheaper than the brand XYZ, the quality of the brand XYZ is safer and more comfortable to use in the long run. And we all know the term quality over quantity, right? And then, after the survey was made, a number of people have given their problems and dislikes of the PPE of brand ABC. Therefore, the brand XYZ is created to fulfill the students' wants and to solve the problem of discomfort for the wearers. Therefore, brand XYZ is recommended for everyone, exclusive of students only. These are the references we picked up from. The researchers are mostly from websites, articles, and journals, authentic. The surveys are from Google Form, and the acknowledgements are given to Dr. Norhan binti Abu Hassan, and Dr. Hajah Harshana Wati binti Mak Saleh, both from Center of Communication, Teaching and Learning, UTB. This is all for the presentation today. Thank you for listening.